all of you how you wanted to roll with that. If you just want to go simultaneously, I'm ready for that. If you just want to fucking knock out solo one by one.
Besides, I can edit it so that everyone's in the same.
I think audio-wise, it's all right. It's just, video is not gonna.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
So first, I wanted to introduce to the podcast for everybody, for our listeners. Welcome everybody. This is our third month of our podcast, and we wanted to bring in three talented artists, three talented boys, guys, men here today from the West Coast, hailing from the West Coast, the sunny side, Sacramento and Nevada, right?
Yep.
So it's Austin.
Yeah, Austin or Franco.
Okay, Franco.
130 Frank, that's my producer name.
Michael and
Young JP.
JP, yes, Young JP. All right, so which one of you guys wanted to start today? I think Matt was going to
I was just going to say, I just
questions.
wanted to kind of welcome. I think it's really exciting. Part of this podcast is, I think, getting to introduce new artists, whether young or old. If you're new to the game, I'm always excited to kind of highlight new artists. I don't ever like to hear when people say there's never any new good music out there. Well, the truth is you just don't know where to go with look. And I think this is one platform to kind of get that out there. So very excited to have Young JP and Franco with us. But I think before we kind of get started first, for Austin and for Jake, how are you all doing during this quarantine as people?
As an artist, I think it has its pros and cons, to be honest with you. I was supposed to be going on a tour, a little bootleg tour, across the Midwest and up and down Cali. Then the coronavirus hit, this pandemic, and all that got shut down. So it definitely hurt. I was real excited. I was real prepared. I've been on a stage before. I love being in front of people, but I've tried to use this as a learning curve because everybody's at home on their phones, moms, grandmas, the whole nine. So I've been trying to promote my music even more, to be honest.
That's good.
Awesome. Dirty Frank, what about you?
Yeah, and I agree with that too. There is a lot of pros and cons to it. I do have a lot more time to work on my music and develop myself and just, explore different ranges of music. But also there's a downside in the fact that I can't bring in people to record. Studio time is down to literally nothing. I have nobody in here ever because of just I have a whole family here, 7 people. I can't risk that, having someone in here that could possibly have the corona. That would affect them and me. And then that would just be all bad for all of us. And it is kind of difficult trying to record people. But, I can, record stuff with people, out of state if they do have a mic as well. But it is still kind of a struggle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely kind of everything's collecting cobwebs at this point, and this is definitely that time to maybe turn a negative into a positive and try to just create. Exactly. I mean, it's almost like being in prison or something. It's like, what else can you do but create and kind of go inside your mind and try to kind of live there for a little while.
Yeah, exactly. I've been working on more dance music actually, just because I don't really have vocals to work with, honestly.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, given this time, then as a producer, has this allowed you to kind of experiment maybe with some other sounds?
Yeah, that's why I was trying it out, because I made one dance song, and I thought it was okay. And my friend's like, "Oh man, this is a banger." I was like, "Okay, whatever." So then I went more into that, that style. It's just the that basic rhythm that any dance song has. And I've been applying that to most melodies I think would fit, and it just works. So I was like, why not just try to actually make songs like that? So,
yeah,
it's a whole other style, another range of listeners I could apply to.
We actually were creeping on your SoundCloud just earlier. We really like your flow, your style.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, just so and it's the kind of rap where I have trouble following fast, lyrical music. But for yours, I can hear every word. It's very smooth. It's you're telling a story. And sometimes I'm kind of laughing. I'm like, oh shit, what did you just say?
Yeah,
you just said that.
Yeah, no, I have one more I'm trying to drop that's a little bit better story, but I'm still working. I can't wait till that one's done. Jake, however, he's a lot better at telling stories.
I was just gonna say, boy, both of you and Dirty Frank and Young JP, I love when there's good flow, there's a story to be told. That's exactly what I could kind of hear. It just got me really excited. I'm curious, young JP, are you kind of in this same boat? Are you able to experiment or do anything with your current craft right now?
Yeah, honest, that's an everyday thing though, to be honest, is I look at it as me, us, like Dirty Frank, that's like, we've been brothers like for a long time. I look at,
It's high school.
yeah, I look at the situation as, if I'm not going to make it and I'm not going to try and improve and I'm not going to work for something better, the kid next to me that wants it just as bad is going to do it before me. So I'm always trying to look for like a new writing style, or, you know, trying to write a new type of hook that is still true to how I feel in my heart, but is also going to get the listener's ears like, oh yeah, that's kind of catchy. Like that kind of bumps, you know?
Yeah.
So
create your own trend, create your own style. I like that.
Yeah, you mentioned that earlier, being kind of on your own
on
way.
Your own,
just
yeah.
can you go a little bit more into that, exactly what you're looking for when you're looking for a unique style or maybe a hook?
Yeah, so I think when I first started rapping, or not when I first started rapping, when I first started recording, I thought my shit, just like every other kid that makes music or is a rapper, I thought it went hard. And it took a couple people telling me that, yo, we love you. Like, I love your voice. You just kind of have that voice, but you don't sound like you sound like you're just reading it off a piece of paper. And so my biggest thing that I think I've done an amazing job at is just trying to find my own lane, because when you listen, there's like 1,000 kids trying to rap out here. Just in Reno alone, you know, there's millions trying to be rappers on the West Coast, East Coast. So my biggest goal is like, when they come across to my song and it's my turn to be like, yo, check me out, I want them to be like, oh man, you know, I ain't heard this before. In terms of finding my own lane, I feel like I make some music that people can just vibe to, you know, that you can probably just chop it up on a couch with a cute girl, roll up a blunt, you know, just kind of catch a vibe, or just, you know, get away from everyday bullshit and just kind of look in the mirror, you know what I mean? And just find your inner soul in a sense, like just some real wavy shit. I try not to rap about shit that I wouldn't be proud of, you know, like I don't try and pretend like I'm somebody I'm not.
Thank you.
Oh God, get out of Megan's head.
Yes.
When she just fucking heard that song, she's just like, man, this is something we could just sit down.
I know, yeah.
Oh God,
yeah.
like almost word for word what you just said out of that.
And I've been to California enough to be able to hear the difference between the sound and the way that you guys flow versus, you know, we're from Chicago, so it's a little different of vibe and everything. You guys there's a reason why you're 2 hours behind everybody, because you're a little bit like more chill. You have more time. It feels like you have more time during the day to get things done, and everything's just a little bit slower, a little bit easier, like feeling. I mean, when I was out there several times, I didn't want to come back home because it is that meal.
Would you all say that, you mentioned you're both kind of out of that Reno area. Is there a Reno sound then? Are there a lot of artists coming out of that neck of the woods?
Okay, no, Franco, I'm going to let you touch on that in a second. But, like, I've been in it. I know every kid rapping. And, like, with no disrespect, like, no. I think I have a song. It's on my new project. It's called, I think it's Position of Power. And it's just talking about, like,
it was that one.
We're like California's neighbors. We're like brothers and sisters. You know, we have artists from the Bay who come out and do shows. They're like, yo, we love you. You know, Reno, you're like our sister, you know, sister city. And now you got all these people from Cali moving into Nevada. And I love it, you know, but I feel like, without offending, you know, I feel like
say what you want to say.
They're bringing their culture over. They're just bringing their culture over. And it's like Reno is the new, like, mini Bay Area, like the little, they're like the little sister who's trying to be like the big bro, you know what I'm saying? And there's no real originality in a lot. There are some cats that go hard in their own little wave, in their own little pocket, like my bro Benny G, but besides that, it's like, there's nothing real authentic, and that shit drives me insane. Like, I want to be the first rapper to come out of, there's only one artist ever to make it out of Nevada that blew up. Oh shit! There we go. And that Dizzy Wright, and he's from Vegas. And like the time that Reno's been at Reno, no rappers. There's a guitarist that made it like back in like the 80s or some shit, and that's it.
I did not know that.
Huh. Yeah. You would have thought, with that being that close proximity to California or even to Vegas, that there would be very exciting then. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, you Go for it.
Yeah,
both
be the
of you.
trailblazer.
Yeah, it's a beautiful sound.
Yeah.
So Dirty Frank, your perspective on that at all? You agree with kind of?
Yeah, no, I'd agree with him. Like, there is people, like, definitely that have been coming in, kind of bringing their own style in, but Reno does have its own culture. But there are also talents in there, but we just gotta have to, like, tap in with them and also try to develop them ourselves and try to help them out, because people by themselves. Back up. Yeah, good.
You're okay. We like you. It's like you're giving us a hug. We miss you.
Yeah,
Contact.
quarantine hug.
Get as close as you want.
But yeah, like, there are people that, like, are doing their own thing, but to, like, really, like, come up together, we have to work together is how I look at it.
It should be a community. That's what we're trying to build here. We're trying to help the next rapper. After we get big, we want to help the next small rapper get big. You know what I mean? Our whole organization, our whole symbol, it basically means stand still, warrior. It basically means when the tide's coming in and everything is against you, everybody's putting you down, you know what I mean, and saying that you're not going to make it. That's when you stand still along with yourself, and you find people around you stand still with. And when the tide rolls in, you guys stand together and you break that tide and you come out stronger than ever. That's the whole point of it.
So Matthew, I wanted to ask, when did you start your Facebook group? When did that become a thing?
I used to be in the race scene way back when I was a kid. I kind of ran away from home when I was like 13 and just started partying. I started going to raves, and then I started meeting like everybody. I started becoming like the life of the party. I started hanging out with a bunch of DJs and everything, and started talking to them, and then that's when I realized that I could start running my own events, and I did that for about 3 years before I went to go work on a ranch. But our Facebook group was given to me by a good friend, Vic Jacobs. He's also our lawyer. Shout out Vic Jacobs. Shout out the legal man.
Shout out.
Well, you gotta have one of those.
The Good Vibes crew. The Good Vibes crew's been going strong for about 16 years now, I think. Probably 16
Oh wow.
years. Because the page got revamped. I know that. So this is the newer page. There's an older page somewhere lost in the archive of history of Facebook.
It's still there, the Wayback Machine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely stumbled onto that group through a friend who used to live out in California. And obviously I can tell the listeners that the reason why I know you, Matthew, is because I kept sharing our podcast on this group. And then Matthew was like, hey, why don't you mention us? Why don't we do something? Why don't we collab? And now we're here today. We're all talking, and it's really amazing where you guys have been and your vision. I think that you guys have a very positive outlook on the future and how you want to display your art and how honest you guys are, and it's hard to find.
Yeah, like when I first met Franco, he literally had just the laptop.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
This thing right here.
Oh, you still got it.
He still has it.
I still got it.
What are those stickers?
Because one day I was making music on this little MacBook right here. I went to go get pizza, right? I closed it, went to go get the pizza, came back, like, I wouldn't turn on at all, dude. And it turns out, like, when I closed it, I unmounted the whole hard drive. So I literally lost 3 years of music.
Oh my God! You didn't back that stuff up?
So I was so sad.
I was sitting in the corner and I watched him freak out, and I was like, I'm going home.
Oh no! That's why I'm so weird about that. I have to back everything up that I create.
The good thing is though, is that I had the whole time I had been uploading my MP3s to my Google Drive, so that I can listen to them and try to, like, make them sound better in my car, because I equalize them for speakers and for my car as well, because I want my songs to, like, sound good in the car as well as they do on a TV or something like that. Yeah, that's just how I do it.
Thank God for that, right? We didn't used to have Google Drive, Google Cloud.
Yeah,
we didn't used to have any
we
of
didn't
that.
have clouds to back it up to, but I did. So I still had the music, but I couldn't go back and replay with them. But I did look at it as this, like, it gave me an opportunity to develop myself and just start over kind of.
Honestly, I'm glad that laptop crashed because he came back harder and stronger than ever. And when that, it's kind of like that laptop had him stuck in a rut, and it took that laptop dying.
The universe was like, nope.
That, he came back and just fired. It's been fired.